Hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome to Tank Mechanic. Yeah, so if you haven't heard of this game before, it's, well, to be perfectly honest, it is exactly what it says on the tin. You play a tank mechanic, or more accurately, you play the mechanic of a tank garage slash museum. Now, I've played this game a bit, and if you look at the top corner, I basically have a lot of everything. And I'm going to say it. When this game came out, there were a couple of exploits you could do, which basically allowed you to make lots of money really quickly. Then, using that, I was able to get a bunch of jobs done very quickly, and get the reputation needed to fully upgrade my workshop completely. So now I just basically play to get achievements and fill up my museum. So, after having played this game for a while, my thoughts are I really do like it. My only downsides are the load times can be a bit obnoxious sometimes, and I don't know what it is, but sometimes it can be kind of chuggy. Though I haven't played it in a little while, so they might have, and it's had some patches, so I don't know if that's still a problem. So, when it comes to this game, it's strangely simplified and complex at the same time. Like, if we take a look at the engine of this Tiger right now, if we choose to dismantle it, just take the engine header off, there's nothing underneath that, take the air filter off, nothing underneath that, you just plug the parts in, and you can just put them back on, don't need wire any bolts or anything. But then you come over here and you come look at the Tiger suspension. So you put that in, then you put this in, and then this requires 6 bolts. Doing that allows you to put it on this track, but then you have to deal with the rest of the suspension. So, you got this one, then this one. And you just have all of these arms, and then, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to basically speed through this show. Okay, and that was the tracks. Now I'm just putting up the last of these pieces, and I am not going to have this tiger be in my museum because I actually already have a tiger. It was actually one I found buried underground, and I dug it up, completely restored it. It is currently in my museum. I'll show my museum off later. But let's just finish putting this together so I can sell it. And then I can work on restoring a tank that I don't have. Okay, here we are. We're in the middle of nowhere with our quad bike. Got our little. I didn't realize that's his laptop. It's just a tablet. So yeah. So the area where this thing is buried is right here. So go to the drone. We just send it over here and it will start scanning. Now, in the beginning, you would actually have to get a metal detector and a shovel to find this. But since I've upgraded, we have this magnetometer and the drone, which scans, and when it finds something, it shows something on the map, and you can just, send off to dig. Aha! So we have found the large metal object. So, I mean, if this was the beginning of the game, I would have to go out and dig with a shovel. Yet, because I don't want to, I'm just going to spend 2,000 bucks, because, you know, I got the money, and just hire someone to dig it out for me. Ta-da! We found something! And look at all this stuff that's appeared. Okay, so now we have to clean off the tank, and what did we find? Ooh! It's a Stug! Okay, I don't have a Stug. For those of you that don't know, Stug is a German tank destroyer. Turn on some of these lights so I can actually see what I'm doing, because time does pass in this game and it gets dark relatively quickly. So now what we have to do is we have to clean off the mud. Now you can actually pay to have the cleaned off, but I don't want to. Nice. Okay, so, well, first of all, let's take the engine out. Since it doesn't have a turret, let's take the engine out, put it over there. Now, there are two things we could do to get the parts. So, either I could just go here, go to tank analysis, and literally just go buy missing parts. But there's another way. So what I can see right here, there is a, what is it, the gearbox cover. I'm just going to do it for the one part. The gearbox cover is missing. So we can go over to this section of the workshop, the crafting table. So, Stug, never mind. This is it. So, gearbox cover. So we need one of those. Actually, let's build a couple of these just because I don't know what's missing. I don't only need one of these. No, one of those. And there we go. Craft elements. It'll take 33 parts, which I have over 1,000 of, and you get that from basically scrapping old parts. There we go. I've now crafted them. And now, so now that I've done that, let's go and just buy all the parts that I'm missing. So it'll cost $55,000 to buy all the parts. It's a little bit more expensive to buy all the parts at once than it is to actually go into the shop and find each one individually. But anyway, move on to the next part. Let's start disassembling this thing for cleaning. Let's start with the engineer. So just right click and work our thing. So you saw that how try to take this part off, a red something red will appear. That means that this part is being blocked from being removed by another part. So if we try to remove this one, oh, can't remove this. So have to take that off. Oh, can't remove this, the exhaust manifold, without taking off the exhaust pipe, and just so on and so forth and stuff. Now, I know for certain that this is going to be a lot simpler to take apart and put back together than the Tiger. I'm glad that sucked. Now, since this is the engine block, you don't actually have to paint it. Now that it's been sandblasted, it's basically finished being restored. On the, as you saw before, on the rest of the tank, after it's sandblasted, you'll need to coat it with primer and then paint it. So we have that. Now that we have that, let's finish assembling the engine, and then I'll do, I guess, like a time, maybe like a speedy time lapse of me doing the same thing to the rest of the tank. So let's do this, shall we? Oh, I forgot. So, because the vast majority of the parts off the old tank were all rusty, now, before you get money, basically what you have to do is, once you get, like, the parts, you put them on, and then you basically, you know, do the whole thing, sandblasting, painting, yada, yada, yada. But once you get some money, what you can basically do is select all the parts, and all the ones that are applicable, you can outsource the repairs. And the cost of basically repairing everything will be $163. You do that, it'll take like 20 seconds. So not that long. But we'll just do this for the time being. Now the thing is, it's not it's not as wide as it looks. All these tools do have a slight area of effect. So let's say both these things are rusted, and I pointed at the engine block like close to the engine header. It would de-rust and then sandblast both of them or anything else close to that at the same time. So wait a second, just double checking. Yes, everything is good. Let's finish assembling the engine. The power plant of the Stug. I was about to say Hetzer, but that's a completely different tank. It was not based off of the, what is it? This is the Panzer III. Yeah. Actually, fun fact, you can tell the difference between a Panzer III and a Panzer IV by the amount of road wheels it has. A Panzer III has 6 road wheels on each side, while the Panzer IV has 8. And, you know, you can just divide by 2, so that's easy. Put this hose in. I remember I had a Panzer III, and I was looking everywhere. I was like, oh, why does it say the engine's not done? I spent like half an hour trying to find it, and then I found out, I was like, hey, wait a second. I never put the oil filter back on. Jeez, that was annoying. I can tell you that. I mean, just listen to this music. This is a very relaxing game. You're not on any time limits or anything. You don't have to pay for food because you, as a being in this universe, don't eat or consume nutrients at all. Oh, can't go over on that side. I gotta do the bolts. Now, there's another thing where, if you try to remove a bolted-on object with rusted bolts, you'll sometimes see, like, let's see if we do, like on this, see the wheel has bolts on it. If I try to remove that with rusty bolts, before I got that that pneumatic drill, I would have to de-rust the part before removing it, and that was annoying. But with the pneumatic drill upgrade, I can just remove them and break through the rust anyway. But engine condition 83%. What am I missing? Oh, this stuff back here. Okay, air filter pipe. Gotta put this on, and put the actual air filter on. Okay, engine condition at 100%. There we go. The engine is all nice and repaired. And if we wanted to, I think there is some disk drive, toggle engine. No, oh yeah, we can't do it. Oh. Okay. Anyway, let's keep working on this, shall we? See, you got that got painted at the same time. Okay. Now. Thankfully, the tracks on this are nowhere near as difficult as on the Tiger. In fact, in real life, that was part of the reason why the Tiger was so bad, was because well, I mean, apart from the fact that later in the war they used partially slave labor to build it, it was a very over-engineered piece of machinery. One, the gearbox was made for a tank that was several tons lighter. You had to be specially trained or else the thing would break on you, and then later in the war, when all the experienced pilots were being tankers and drivers and stuff were being killed, you can see how that would kind of cause an issue. Same with the Panther, only with the Panther, it was also brought out too early, and actually had, especially the early versions, had abysmal reliability issues. And, this you can see here, this is the, well, I mean, this is the, what's known as the idler wheel. So if I just finish putting this in, a lot of bolts. So basically, at the front you have the, oh, I'm having a brain fart. Wait a second. Really? It's not going on? Okay. Anyway, so the idler wheel is obviously the one that is opposite of the one that actually gives the track power, whether it be at the front or back or whoever. So anyway, what you would do is this right here, it would be obviously a large nut. So when the track started getting too loose from just being stretched, from from being used and stuff, the crew would take out a big wrench and turn it, and the corks and the little threads would move the wheel back slightly, and then bring the track back into tension. It's funny like that, because you think it's like, oh, the tracks are made out of metal. They don't, but then again, like metal, like still stretches. That one. Good. Okay, let's get the gun back in this thing. Gunner optics, the actual gun. It's just one big piece, yeah, of course. We'll just do that. Box lid. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Oh, hello. There seems to be something missing here. How do I put on the gun mantlet? Okay, wait a second. Turrets. Outer gun jacket. Why can I not put this on? Something seems weird. Cannon base attachment. Oh, that'd probably be it. There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. You don't have things done properly, you can't do other things. At least you shouldn't try. There we go. Nice looking Stug 3. Actually, I wonder, was there a Stug 4? I'm gonna have to look that up. Anyway, so now let's move the tank and actually paint and get some paint on it. Okay. Oh, wait a second. You know what I should do? Wait a second. I gotta look up, like, a picture of what actual camo for a Stug looked like. Let's look this up. So, there we go. Nice. That looks like a proper tank. Now, the fun part. Before we put it into the garage, not the garage, the museum, let's take it out for a test drive, shall we? Museum parking, yard, painting room, workshop. Oh no, have to. There we go. Test drive. The proving grounds. Here we go. It's alive! Driver slot. There we go. If I'm going to see is for camera. There we go. Oh, wow, okay. Okay, that's different. They must have updated the game, because before, if you weren't in the gunner seat, you couldn't control the gun at all. Huh, okay. So we're going to get up here. Come on. Come on. There we go. Ah. Okay. Ding. Switch ammo. There we go. Ah, come on. This, it's so delicate. Ah, it hurts. Well, actually, would it help if I went to the, if I just went to the, okay, I guess, Okay, wait. Fire! Oh, you gotta get it. Come on. Come on. Ah. This isn't War Thunder. They don't give you the controls to control where... Okay, well, anyway. Back to the workshop, everybody. Okay, let's try 7. Come on! Yes! Come on, come on! We need to decorate the exhibit! Okay. Aha! Now, let's set up the display, shall we? So, Stug. Gotta set up a picture. No, 4, 5. Stug. Stug 40G, early version. So we stuck it in number 7. No. 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 There we go. There we go. Okay, look at that. The Stug has its own little corner now. So, yeah. That's it for now. I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you have not. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.